Hey, everybody, what's going on? This is your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Welcome back to Steelers Almighty. Post game of the Steelers' absolute embarrassment of a loss to the Seattle Seahawks, 31-17 in the home opener. This one was ugly, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what to say. There's not many times where I'm speechless, but I am literally speechless. Um, and usually you can find the silver lining in something. Like you can find where there were some positives to the football game, you know, and you can say, hey, we can hang our hat on this. This looked good, and you can kind of move forward. Where the hell am I supposed to find that today? Like, what am I supposed to talk about today that is positive for the Pittsburgh Steelers? Like, what the hell am I supposed to say that, hey, man, you know what? I know we lost, but this looked good. Where am I going with it? Let's start. First of all, let me get my composure under control and say I appreciate everybody being in here. Thank you guys for showing up. Before I go completely off the rails, again, I want to thank everybody for being in here. If you want to get your comment or question up on the screen, you know how to do that. Super chats are wide open. I appreciate if you want to help support the channel that way. We love you. But tell me exactly where I'm supposed to look where the Pittsburgh Steelers did well. Like Chris Boswell? Okay. Again, if the positive to the football game is that Chris Boswell made 2 field goals, what the Jalen Warren he looked pretty good for a while. He looked fine. But who else? And let's start at the tippy top. Mike Tomlin, pathetic defense. I try to defend Mike Tomlin from time to time, but I'm always going to call it like it is. A pathetic performance by this defense for the second straight week. This is not the first week that this defense has looked awful. This is the second week that this defense has looked awful. Awful. Can't stop the run, can't stop the pass, can't stop teams from throwing the ball over the middle of the field. Can't stop it. That's on you, Mike Tomlin. This is your defense. This is your game plan. And teams are going through you like Swiss cheese. The Seahawks almost had 400 yards in total offense. You should be embarrassed. I'm not even going to mention Terrell Austin because I've said it several times. The defense is Mike Tomlin. Blame it on Mike Tomlin. Terrell Austin is a puppet. We all know it. Everybody's screaming for him to be fired. Who cares? It wouldn't matter if me and you were out there as the defensive coordinator. We're going to have just as much say as he does. So it doesn't really matter with him. I let that go. Super chat. Mattia, appreciate you supporting the channel. So how much do you blame scheme and play calling on this loss? Because good Lord, we look bad. I blame a lot of it on it. But let me get through because there's a lot of it. Next up, as much as I praised Arthur Smith in week 1, and he deserved it, I'm going to go back to blaming Arthur Smith in week 2 because he deserves it. The play calling. We went back to the you know what? We're going to try to get 4 or 5 yards on first down. We're just going to throw it. Wide receiver drops the ball. You know what? But it was there. Why don't we just run another play and throw the ball and do that? If we were willing to go on first down to try to go steal 4 or 5 yards, why can't you just come right back and do it on second down? Nope. We're going to run it. 3 yards. Then it's 3rd and 7. Can't get it. Punt the football. Pathetic. Just pathetic play calling. We get down on the near the goal line after that big run and catch by Jaylen Warren. And instead of, you know what? We got them on their heels. We try to get cute. We get cute and play action and try to fake. I'm like, what are you doing? Just go score the damn touchdown. We don't have to be cute. It doesn't have to look good. That first touchdown pass to DK Metcalf was disgusting. A lollipop throw, barely was in the end zone. But you know what? They gave you 7 points for it. Who cares what it looks like? Just get the damn touchdown. Get the job done. Nope. We're going to get cute and try to fool them. Didn't work out, did it? I just, it's so baffling to me, you know? Then moving on. Aaron Rodgers. I'm sorry, Aaron Rodgers. How about you just throw the damn football? Now, in unison with that, the offensive line didn't look good. Didn't look good. And I'll go back and you know what? I'm going to dig into the All 22, which will be out on Tuesday. But how many times did you see Aaron Rodgers drop back in the pocket, look around, move around, and he's still not getting touched? I mean, there were plenty of times where it's like, just throw the damn ball. Get rid of it. I'm not saying the line played great because it didn't. But Lord have mercy, you got to throw the ball. But to go even further with that, I'm blaming Aaron Rodgers. Wide receivers, I'm just going to assume weren't open because when have you ever heard of Aaron Rodgers just holding on to the ball and guys are open? Like, when have you just, you know what, Rodgers, he's just not going to throw it to open guys? Like, when have you seen that? What I think is they took DK Metcalf away. They know he's not a spectacular route runner. They didn't allow him to beat him deep, held a safety over top, and said, the rest of you guys, you can't beat us. We're going to double DK. We're just basically going to bracket him. We're going to get physical and put a safety over the top, and we do not believe the rest of you guys can beat us one-on-one. We just don't believe you can do it. And guess what happened? It happened. I mean, oh my God. Just a despicable display of offensive. And then the offensive line. Now, there were several times where I saw Mason McCormick just getting ragdolled out there. Just getting ragdolled. And there were a couple of plays where our main man, Broderick, but Broderick wasn't the problem today, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not saying he played the perfect game. I'm sure I'll be able to find some mistakes. But you know who was a big problem today? Troy Fautanu. And it wasn't just on that holding call, which I don't even really blame him for the holding call. Aaron Rodgers got to step up in the pocket. Troy Fautanu was a problem today. So I just, like I said, I'm sure, look, you're going to be able to find some mistakes with every offensive lineman. So we can't just nitpick about Broderick. Broderick was fine, in my opinion. And again, I'll look, but he was fine to me. It was Troy Fautanu that was bad today. And Mason McCormick was I don't know. Let's just say the O-line was bad, people. I could sit here and go player for player for player for player. I don't need to do that. The defense. Let's just go to the defense. First of all, look, here's what I'm going to say, Steeler fans, and you can be mad at me all you want. They double team Myles Garrett all the time. He finds ways to impact football games. When is TJ Watt going to find a way to impact a football game even when he's being double teamed? That's all. I mean, look, that is just a fact. You can be mad at me. You can cancel the channel. You can do whatever you want, but it isn't going to change the fact that when they double team Myles Garrett, he finds ways to impact the football game regardless. Is TJ Watt going to do that? Like, when are we going to see him impact the football game again? Because what teams have just started to do is just say, we're going to get physical with him with a tight end, and the tight end's going to release late, and then the tackle can block him. That's literally all they did today. It wasn't special. It wasn't unique. They just said, hey, tight end, go block him physically. And then when you're done, the tackle's behind him. And TJ Watt nullified. I mean, like I said, part of that is they got to move him around. But they did move him around a little bit today, people. They did that. He wasn't always on the defense left side. They did move him around a little bit. So Jordan says offense was too conservative, but we need a wide receiver. We just got beat by a better team and made some mistakes. Casting blame is immature. We just lost. Casting blame is immature. So I'm being immature because I'm blaming the people that didn't play well. That could be one of the stupidest things I think I've ever heard of, man. So now telling people that somebody played bad is, you're being immature. You're blaming the people that played bad. Lord have mercy. You know what? You're right. Everybody played great. We just got to be. Nobody played bad. Nobody did anything wrong. Everybody was fine. It's all fun and games. Just keep doing what you're doing, guys. Just keep doing what you're doing. It was fine today. No, it wasn't fine today. It wasn't just, oh, well, we got beat by a better team. No, it wasn't that. People played bad. There's a reason that people played bad. Lord have mercy. Casting blame on people that played bad is immature. Oh my God, Jordan, what? Oh my God. Is this what it's like? It can't be. It can't be. Am I in the Twilight Zone? I got to be in the Twilight Zone. Lord have mercy. TJ had his baby girl, got his bag, and been mid ever since, says Matei. I mean, you may not be wrong. You may not be wrong. Lord have mercy. Whew. I don't know that I've seen a worse comment in the chat from somebody telling me that I'm immature because I'm blaming the guys that played bad. Lord have mercy. Oh, well. Anyway, I'll keep going because I'll just be immature today. That's fine. D-line, non-existent again. I mean, are we saying that Derek Harmon's going to make that big of a difference? And maybe he will. Maybe he will. Kenneth Walker, over 100 yards. Couldn't get anything going. Second half, came out, ran the football right down our throat. Came out, ran the football right down our throat. So they only had 117 yards, but you know what Seattle did do? When they needed to run the football, they ran it. When they needed to run the football, they were able to run it. D-line, non-existent. Cam made one play, ended up in an interception. Loved it. Loved it. Didn't do much else. Didn't do much else. And again, they didn't run the ball for a ton of yards, but when they needed to run it, they sure did. Now let's go to the linebackers. Whoa. Now, they're saying Patrick Queen got hurt, and and that Patrick Queen got some kind of injury with his rib, and you could see him. He was laboring out there. You could see it. But again, just bad play after bad play from Patrick Queen. Like, when are we going to see some better play from Patrick Queen? Peyton Wilson, I was wrong, people. And you know me, I have no problems admitting when I'm wrong. I was wrong about Peyton Wilson. This has now become a trend. Peyton Wilson, I said he could be Ryan Shazier. Y'all can say, Big B, you are nuts. Yeah, I was nuts. You're right. He's not anywhere even in the stratosphere of that. Still running around blocks, still afraid of contact. As a middle linebacker, he's afraid of contact. Imagine that. Horrible, horrible football game again. And how you know it was a horrible football game, at the end of the game, before the Seattle scored their touchdown, on that drive, at the beginning of that drive, the first two plays, it was 7.5 minutes to go in the game. And on first and second down, when you knew Seattle was going to run the football, guess who was not in the football game? Cole Holcomb. Or, I'm sorry, Peyton Wilson. Cole Holcomb was out there. And lo and behold, they ran it twice, and we stuffed the run twice. Third down, Patrick Queen doesn't get blocked, gets juked by Sam Darnold, which is inexcusable. Peyton Wilson's on the tight end, and instead of him just staying attached to the tight end and saying, no, this guy's going to run out for a pattern, instead of just doing that, he tries to play hero ball. They throw the ball over his head. First down. Somber with the super chat. Says Warren was out there gashing them today, so naturally we switched to Gainwell. Make it make sense. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the plan was. I mean, you can't run him every single down. I get it, but run him until I don't know. But we've got evidence that when you do run Warren out there, he'll fumble the football. So just a bad sequence today. Secondary, Jalen Ramsey made a couple plays, also gave up a lot of plays. I'll give back the interception. Have it back. How about you just stop him on third down? How about at the end of the game when it's you and JSN one-on-one, knock the ball away? Do that. Nope. Didn't do that. So, it's frustrating, to say the least, people. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. There's a comment here that says a little tweaking on offense and we get everyone back and we are in the running. That's a positive way of thinking. But what's the tweaking on offense? Like, the tweaking is you need a guy that can get open on the opposite side of the field. So that's the reason. A little tweaking. Is the offensive line going to get any better? I don't know. Jordan with another chat. Hopefully this one's better than let's hope. He said we had some highlights and we had some lowlights. But why did we lose? TJ didn't show up like he should have. If TJ Watt didn't even play in the football game today, the Steelers still could have won. So TJ didn't show up like he should have, but you're right. Our offense is too one-dimensional. Well, we can't run the football, and mistakes were made. But when does criticism just become nitpicking? So saying guys playing bad is nitpicking? Again, Jordan, I appreciate you supporting the channel. I really do, man. But that's another stupid comment. So now, if your criticism is just nitpicking, so saying guys are playing bad is just nitpicking. Got it. Like I said, we love you. Thank you for supporting the channel. But you know how I am. If you say something stupid, I'm going to say you said something stupid. That again, second comment today, stupid. I mean, Lord have mercy, my man. Nobody's a nitpick. We're telling you what happened in the football game. if you can't tell what happened in the football game, that equals nitpicking. I'm gonna move on. I'll just leave it at that. Again, we appreciate you, man. We really do. Thank you. Why is Caleb Johnson on special teams? He sucked in preseason. I have no idea. I have no idea. Dark Knight, again, thank you for the super chat, man. We thank you for supporting the channel. I don't know why Caleb Johnson was awful in the preseason, and now he's awful again. I don't know what. First of all, I know there's going to be a ton of people out there that blame Mike Tomlin for him not knowing the rules. I mean, you're not going to convince me that they haven't practiced that before. You're never going to convince me of that. Never, ever, ever are you going to convince me that he didn't know the rules. He made a mistake. But I guess we're nitpicking if we say that Caleb Johnson made a mistake. That's nitpicking. Got it. No. Caleb Johnson is a bonehead. And that was a bonehead play. And Caleb Johnson can't, I mean, if you can't trust him, let me just ask you, chat, and I'm going to ask you this question. If you can't trust Caleb Johnson to know the rules on a kickoff, can you trust him to know where to block on pass protection? And again, I'm just asking questions. I don't want to be immature and nitpicking. I'm just saying, if you can't trust him to know the rules on a kickoff, that if you have to cover it, if it goes in the end zone, do you trust him to be able to slide over and block the blitzing linebacker or safety in pass protection? I'm just asking questions, man. I'm just asking questions. So, just asking questions. Whew. TJ was double teamed. You got to find a way to make plays. Like I mentioned before, Myles Garrett finds a way. They double team him. He finds a way. He finds a way to impact the game. TJ's got to do the same thing. He's got to be more versatile. He's got to move up and down the line. He's got to find a way. It can't just be, well, they double teamed him. That's it. Nope. I'm not going to accept that. Not from somebody that makes $41 million. I'm not going to accept that they just double teamed him and that's it. Nope. Not going to accept it. So, just not going to. Matai, I've never seen a rookie Johnson with so much preseason hype see a bench so fast into his rookie season. I mean, and I'll just ask this question. He didn't play any, I think he played one or two offensive snaps. They were pathetic again. He made the wrong read running the football again. Are any of you all like, you know what? If we don't see Caleb Johnson, I'm okay. Like, did we miss him out there today? Because I don't know. Now, one thing you could say is we don't know if we miss him because he hadn't played but 3 snaps. You know who else isn't doing anything that we saw this preseason hype? Roman Wilson. One catch gets flipped upside down on his head. Oh, Lord. It's bad. It's bad. So, I get it. We're all frustrated. We should all be frustrated. There was nothing good today. There was like, I guess you could say that Jaylen Warren and his offensive production was good. You could do that if you want. 48 yards rushing, 3.4 yards a carry. That ain't going to get it done. But again, the running back, he's a product of his offensive line. So if your offensive line isn't blocking, Barry Sanders ain't walking through that door. So if your offensive line's not blocking, there's only so much you can do. Aaron Rodgers was pathetic. Aaron Rodgers was pathetic. Again, and I know the line wasn't great, but Aaron Rodgers was holding the ball way too long. Way too long. Like the one sack that Broderick gave up today, that was a 4-second sack. Now, what do you expect Broderick to do? Haven't we been mad at Broderick for not giving effort? He actually gave effort on that play. Then Rodgers stepped up into a sack. I'm like, you got to throw it away. Even if nobody's open, just throw it away. And yes, I saw somebody in the comments said we didn't need another receiver. You damn sure we do. Yeah, we do. Yes, we do. Middle of the field. They took it away, I guess. Pat Freiermuth made a catch. But here's the thing. As bad as it looked for the Pittsburgh Steelers today, and it was bad, like neither side of the football played well. Let's just be honest. That didn't happen. Steelers had an opportunity to be in this game. And what happened? It was perfectly described on the telecast if any of you all were listening. Scramble drill to the left. Our main man, Calvin Austin, he runs to shallow. They teach you this in high school. If you're running the out and there's a scramble, you have to get to the front pylon. That's where you're supposed to go. That's not a complicated thing to understand when you know that you have a corner route behind you. They teach you that in high school. That's not a complex college thing or an NFL thing. No, they teach you that. You run the out. When there's a scramble, your job is to get to the front pylon. Period. End of story. It's been that way since I was a freshman in high school, and that was back in 1991. He doesn't do that. Ball gets thrown. Freiermuth is there. Instead of catching the ball, Calvin Austin tips the ball, and it's an interception. I mean, it's that simple. It's just that simple. And I know that it seems like, well, no, he's trying to make a play. But here's the thing. Just do what you're supposed to do. That's all. Just do what you're supposed to do. And if you do that, bad things sometimes don't happen. Just do what you're supposed to do. And the one thing that I would say is, I don't think we need to jump off any bridges. I don't think that the season's over. I know there's been plenty of comments in here. The season's over. There's so much football left to play. And I do say this. I don't suspect a huge turnaround in the next week. But as the season goes on, guys are allowed to get better. They're allowed to get better. So we have to give that grace for guys to get better. But they got to get better. The line has to be better. Rodgers has to be better. The receivers have to be better. They got to start getting open. So that's it. They got to start getting open. And we've got, for the love of God, we got to be able to run the football some. We got to be able to run it some. Again, what was it today? 70 yards? 72 yards today on 21 carries. That's not going to get it done, ladies and gentlemen. That's just not going to get it done. So, and yes, coaching. Yes, coaching. And like I said at the very beginning, as much as I praised Arthur Smith last week, I'm putting blame on his ass this week because the play calling was, again, pathetic. Just the call sequences were pathetic. Wild Bill in the comments. How you doing, Wild Bill? He says our defense give up points every opening drive. It's not just that. It's just the defense just is so soft in the middle of the field. Bad in all phases, yes. Bad in all phases. And it was a winnable football game. That would be the thing. If the Steelers got blown out, then that would be a different conversation for a different day. I'd be like, you know what? We just suck. But they didn't get blown out. I mean, and technically the defense gave up 24 points. I mean, you can't put the fumbled kickoff in the end zone or the muffed or whatever you want to call it. You can't put that on the defense. They gave up 24 points. However, if not for, and you could say, well, we caused the turnovers, and we did. They had a missed field goal, a chip shot field goal, and they had another one in the bag, but Sam Darnold is Sam Darnold, which we made look like an all-pro today, but he reverted to some of Sam Darnold's stuff. Hell, it could have been 40. So think about that for a second. Could have been 40 points that they scored on us. So, I don't know. My main man, Todd Ferguson, said it starts at the top. Tomlin not hungry on the sidelines, and it shows on the field. I'm not going to buy that one. There are plenty of coaches that don't get animated on the sideline or don't have a ton of fire on the sideline, and their team comes out firing hot. The perfect example of that would be Andy Reid. You don't see Andy Reid running up and down, yelling, screaming, or doing anything like that. It's, I get what you're saying, but I think that's just a dig at Tomlin, which make the dig at Tomlin. Just make the dig, but just say he didn't do a good job, but don't try to say it's because of the fire, because there are plenty of coaches that don't get animated on the sideline and their team is ready to play from the opening kickoff. So I don't think that has anything to do with it. Now, you can badmouth his leadership or badmouth his schemes and all that stuff. Fine, but I don't think it has anything to do with fire and yelling and screaming down on the sideline. I don't think it has anything to do with that. So I don't think it has anything to do with that. So, Oh, yes, and here's a good point by Mike. Highsmith is always hurt. Now, look, we don't blame people for getting hurt. We don't blame anybody for getting hurt. It's a rough game. But at what point do we just say, do we stop trusting guys? Like, at what point do we say, yeah, we just can't trust you? Like, we can't trust you to be out here. And Highsmith got hurt yesterday, or he got hurt Friday at practice. He didn't get hurt today. He got hurt Friday at practice. So, and he aggravated it today. Charles Jones says, I'm bad, Big B. Defense was too soft. To me, the injuries were not the problem. I think the injuries had a little bit to do with it. We're kidding ourselves, but it wasn't the major thing. It was just guys getting beat. Like Jalen Ramsey wasn't hurt. He wasn't out there hurt. So Big G has joined the chat, and he said the Seahawks saw that nobody could get open. Rodgers holding the ball way too long. Nobody is open, and cut Super Hayward. Connor Hayward is so bad. I don't care if he's the greatest special teams player that ever lived. If that's the case, then only allow him to play special teams. He should never be on the field when an offensive player is out, when an offensive play is being run. He should never be out there. But he was, and didn't do anything. Again. So, my man Jericho Smith, appreciate you supporting or Smite. I apologize. Thank you for supporting the channel. He says, right. But when I mention how bad we actually are, like coaching, schemes, players, etc., I get gaslit to death and get told Rodgers is 10 times the QB of Wilson. Well, he is 10 times the QB of Wilson. And I'm just a Wilson apologist. Well, you probably were. No, you're not just a realist. No, you're probably just a Rodgers or a Wilson apologist. And changing your name to come to the channel and being a troll. But we appreciate the super chat. We really do. We really do. Wilson got pancaked on a run play, and Queen ran right into the pancake. Rob, I'm glad that I wasn't the only one. Well, they showed it on the replay. I don't know that I've seen that before, to be honest with you. I don't know where I've seen where one linebacker gets pancaked and then the other linebacker right behind him runs right into the I don't know that I've ever seen it. Fullback blew up Wilson, and Patrick Queen must have said, you know what? Give me some of that too. I'd like to end up on my back just like Wilson. Lord have mercy. Yeah, Rob, it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy. I don't, it just, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Matai, on the bright side, Big B, we have the same record as the Ratbirds, so there's something. Well, you're right. You're right. You're right about that. We got the same record as the Ratbirds. I would say how we got to the same record looks a lot different, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say that. But it is what it is. It is what it is. So, ugh. Rob with Super Chat said, our big guys need to man up. Where is our player that get the players fired up? Where is our player motivator? Where is our Joey P? Our Jack Lambert? I mean, you may be right. You may be right. But I don't know, guys. These guys are professional football players. At some point, it's just got to be, I'm just tired of getting beat. It's at some point we can say we don't have the motivators and we say we don't have this. At some point, can't we just say, you know what? I got beat on this play, but you know what? The next play, I'm not going to get beat. No matter what happens, I'm not going to get beat. Can't we just say that? I think we can. I think we probably should. So, but I don't know. I get you. I mean, you're right. I'm not saying you're not right, Rob. But at some point, professionals got to take it upon themselves. And we can't hope and pray that somebody has to motivate us to be ready to play football. That's all. That's my thing. I get it. I get it. So, but that's kind of what it is. Big G had a comment, and I'm going to try to find it, but I don't know where it is. Maybe he didn't. Arch Baby Doll says, too many holes in the D and no pass coverage. Queen was terrible. He missed too many tackles. Queen was terrible. Peyton Wilson was worse. So just think about that. Queen was terrible. Peyton Wilson was worse. Yikes. Those are your starting middle linebacker. I mean, Peyton Wilson may have played himself out of a job today, people. He may have just given up his starting job today. Because again, 7 minutes to go in the game. The Steelers know that the Seahawks are going to run it. And who did they put out there? Cole Holcomb. They said, no, we can't put you out there, Patrick or Peyton Wilson. We can't trust you. We can't trust you. So, Big G, I hate to say this, but Broderick outplayed the rest of the O-line. I mean, He did. We're going to get into the all 22, but he did. So he did. Mm-mm-mm. My main man, Todd, says, was Aaron not allowed to audible out of called plays today? I'm sure he probably was. But here's the thing. I think if he didn't audible out of the plays, what I think is they look good. But you can be in the best play that was ever written up. If you don't execute it, it doesn't matter. So I get it. Wilson was a ghost again. Did we annoy him too soon? Yeah, it looks like we did. He's not Jack Ham or Lambert. This town wants that so bad. I mean, I don't know that you should be that you're ever going to get Jack Lambert or Jack Ham. You just need good football players again. That's all. And we just have bad middle linebacker play right now. It's bad. It's bad. Why do we run a hybrid D so much that has two D linemen and Highsmith and Watt playing at the ends? This does not seem to help them in the run or pass. Well, Tab, they ran a lot of the base 3-4 defense today. But in today's NFL, you have to match up personnel groups. So if they come out in 11 personnel, which is one back and one tight end, where they got three wide receivers, you have to match that. A base 3-4 defense isn't going to match that. So you got to go to the nickel. That's why they do it. You got to match personnel groups. Because if you don't, you're going to get beat. You can't have an outside linebacker trying to cover wide receiver. Or a safety, even. That's not going to work. It's a good question, though. It's a real good question. Stila. Terrell Austin is not a yes man. His defensive game plan is flawless. Huh. I think you're just being too mean. Steelers played great today. Was just unlucky. See? You see? The sarcasm. The sarcasm is everywhere, people. At least I think you're being sarcastic. I hope you're being sarcastic. And again, we appreciate the super chat. I hope you're being sarcastic. But we can only hope. My main man, Charles Jones, a game we should have won. Come on, Steelers. Yeah. The Steelers should have won that game. They should have been able to win that football game. But you got to make the plays when you got to make the plays. And look, nobody wants to blame Caleb Johnson. Like, I would be remiss if I said I blamed him for losing the game. But can we blame him for the momentum? Like, can we do that? I mean, it was a 3-point game, and the Steelers are trying to drive down. Can we say that you fumbling or just not knowing what the hell to do cost us the football game? I mean, there's so many plays that happen in a game. And I am one that says, yeah, there are, but there was a play that happened that cost us. So that's the difference. Is like that play cost us. Now the problem is, look, we might need Caleb Johnson this year. When is his mentality going to be back to be able to help us? I mean, that's something to think about. Like, we might need Caleb Johnson this year. What's his mentality like? He can't be, he's the third running back on the depth chart right now. They don't trust him in pass protection. They got him back there to try to get him some reps as far as a return guy. He's not any good at doing that. And he just caused a play that basically cost the Steelers the game. Well, when does his psyche come back into play? Oh, he forgot about it immediately and he's ready. Did that look like, they kept showing him on the sidelines, did that look like a guy that had just forgotten about it immediately? That did not look like a kid that had immediately moved on. It did not look like that. Not even a little bit. So, and this is a good point. It's early. It's early. I don't know about the relaxed part because we saw what we saw, and we saw what we saw, and it just didn't look good. We saw what we saw, and it just didn't look good. So, uh-oh. William Weathersby said the Bills crushed the Jets. Cook ran for 132 yards. Fields was 3 of 11 for 27 yards passing. Wonder why. Coaching. Bills definitely did that without TJ Watt, Hayward, Ramsey, and Queen. Get my point? Coaching and players. It can't just be all on the coaching. I mean, everybody thinks that it's like they don't want to put blame on players. I don't understand that. I'm not saying it's not coaching. I'm not even saying like today, you could even say a lot of it was coaching. But you can't just say that it was all on players or that it was all coaching and that players don't take any responsibility. They have to. They have to. Because again, if you put the greatest scheme that was ever thought about on a football field and you give it to them and they don't execute it, well, whose fault is that? Now, I'm not saying that the scheme's any good. All I'm saying is you can't constantly always just say everything is coaching. Players have to take some accountability. So they got to take some accountability. That's all. And again, the run game, like, I don't know, running the football against us, like we did a better job today until the last drive. Like we did a better job, but we get them in, what was it, 3rd and 19? 3rd and 19, and we let them have a 19-yard touchdown run. Part of that, Peyton Wilson, again, trying to run around blocks. But I don't know. It just wasn't a good day today, man. It was not a good day today. All around, everybody gets blame. So, and Keanu Benton, you want to blame somebody? We can blame that. When is Keanu Benton like when are we just gonna say he's not a nose tackle? Second week in a row, he's getting pinballed around inside. And even when he gets there, like Keanu Benton can't tackle people. Like that was his big focus. I gotta to make sure I finish plays this year. I gotta finish plays. I'm not finishing the plays even when I get there. And after 2 games, he still can't finish them. So it is what it is. It is what it is. But again, part of that, which goes to a lot of your all's point, Mike Tomlin forcing him to play his nose tackle. For what? Like, for what? Why do we want this 305-pound guy that has proven that he can't play nose tackle? Why do we want him doing that? I don't know. Super chat here by Charles Jones says today, coaching and players, whoops, just did not get it done. We're in trouble, B. We might be in trouble. I'm not going to panic because I think panicking is wild. So I'm not going to panic, but it didn't look good today. It didn't look good today at all. So it did not look good today. I wish I had more to tell you. I really did. But it didn't look good. Not at all. It looks like we got Big G that's coming in that wants to join the chat today. Bringing up Big G. Big G, what did you see out there today?
To know the truth, B, I'm so pissed off right now. I think my blood pressure is to the point where I need some medication. What I saw was a lack of adjustments by the Pittsburgh Steelers on offense and on defense. We had injuries. We had players that was out. Okay, I get that. But there was no adjustments. We were up 14-7 and got our ass whooped 31-17. That's unacceptable from a coaching standpoint. So I start with Tomlin. It ends and begins with Mike Tomlin. Number one. Number two, Keanu Benton can't play at the NFL level. I'm sorry. I know he's a feel-good story. I know people like him. He cannot play. He got his ass whooped the whole game. The entire game. He got his ass whooped. He can't play at the NFL level. Not on the defensive line. Thirdly, you see how much we miss JPJ now. You see how much we miss Elliott now. Because Jalen Ramsey got a pick, but they picked on Jalen Ramsey.
They sure did.
He got a pick, but they picked on him. Right? And
That's
lastly,
what I said. I'd give back the pick if he could just stop somebody.
Yeah. And lastly, if we don't get a number wide receiver 2, we're in trouble. Aaron, I swear to God, I can't wait to watch the film. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004, he still got the damn ball. You know why? Because ain't nobody open. And it's not like Rusty Wilson where they couldn't see over the line or Justin scared to throw it. Rodgers going to throw that damn ball. Ain't nobody open. It's time for Freiermuth to go. He's got to go. It might be time for Highsmith. I might sound like it's the end of the world all blown up, but bro, it's time, bro. We can't keep doing the same thing and expecting different results. We don't have enough wide receiver 2. You can't throw it all on the line when they're out there trying to protect the dude for 5 seconds because nobody can get open.
Correct.
That's diabolical.
Correct.
Now Fautano, he got his ass whooped, B.
Yes, he did.
I can't wait to the film. He got it. McCormick got his ass whooped, B.
Yes, he did.
He got his ass whooped. It's going to show on tape. Zach Frazier got his ass whooped, B.
He did. Leonard Williams owned the line of scrimmage.
He got his ass. Byron Murphy, too.
Byron Murphy and Leonard Williams owned the line of scrimmage. It was ugly.
Bro, this ain't going to work, dog. This ain't going to work. So you gotta fix it in reverse order. You got to start with the coach. And the coach got to go in the locker room. Because I listened to him in the post game. I listened to his press conference. He was out there with them bull BS Tomlinisms. Dog, no. This is a game that you lost as a coach. Yes, players play, but coaches coach. You can't be up 14-7 at halftime and get your ass whooped 31-17. You got to outscore 28-3 in the second half. That's a fireable offense in the collegiate ranks. That's a fireable offense. Am I lying? That's fireable. So, dog, we got to do some changes. It's gut check week this week. It's gut check week because the game's over with, and I'm so pissed off. I don't know what to do. But bro, I start with Tomlin and all the rest of the stuff I mentioned. I can't wait till we watch the film. I can't wait till we get the film because I'm gonna see it. And B, you know I'm telling the truth, dog. You know I am, B. You know I am.
I mean, you're not lying. You're not lying at all. Like I said at the very beginning, I'm speechless because there's nothing for me to point to or nothing to grasp onto that you could say, okay, you know what? This was good. Let's keep doing that and let's make some tweaks. Like somebody mentioned tweaks, but I'm like, we don't need a tweak. We need a new car. Like we don't need tweaks and a tune-up. Like we need a new car. Like the defense. Let's just say the defense was a car. We got to buy another one. Like we just throw it out and get another one.
Yeah.
You know? Or you could say you got to get rid of the person that's driving the car and get somebody new.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I said, first of all, y'all know me. I just live in reality. Mike Tomlin's not going anywhere. So
facts.
That's just not happening. I live in reality. No matter how much we say it and want it to happen, or if you want it to happen, it's not going to. So that way we got to figure something out.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to stop rooting, but I also don't want to panic after 1 week.
No.
I don't want to panic after just 1 week because they did score 34 points last week.
Yeah.
This week, not so much. They scored 17. And you're not going to win like that. Bottom line is, it just needs to get better. It just needs to get better.
B, did we say that the front seven for Seattle was better than the Jets?
We did.
Mhm.
We did.
Listen, they got out schemed, B. Dog, see, I'm gonna tell you, and you'll see it. Dog, you know football. You know football just as much or more than me, dog. So I know you know. When Pittsburgh tried to play bully ball, right off the back, they tried to get big on them. And then the Seattle's defensive coordinator and defensive staff said, can't nobody else get open but DK.
Nobody can get open.
We're gonna triple team him. we're gonna play double. We're gonna play zone on his side. We'll press him, but we're gonna keep a guy over the top, or we're gonna play a 3-man zone to his side. And they dared Pittsburgh to throw the ball to anybody else. They dared them. And Rodgers is back there patting, and nobody's getting open. Come on, dog. That's schematics, bro. And I'm listen. I'm not saying that's even on Arthur Smith. That's B. Maybe. B. How many crossing routes did you see, B?
None. That's what I'm talking about. I like I said, and I said this twice. And I said at the beginning, I'm like, as much as I praised Arthur Smith last week, and he deserved it, I'm blaming him this week, and he deserved it. Again, not enough imagination, man. Not enough imagination. They just by the way, here's another fun fact. When Seattle said, you know what, we want to just run the football. We want to play power run game and run the football. Who did they insert into the football game, G? A fullback.
Number 44 that blew up.
Imagine that. They have a fullback in the game that literally pancaked both of our linebackers on one play. On the same play, he pancaked both of our linebackers. A fullback. Our fullback is Super Hayward.
Trash.
I'm just going to say that. They had a fullback that literally pancaked our 2 starting linebackers on the same play, and our fullback is Super Hayward.
B, did you see that he cost us?
It is.
Did you see? The only play I remember him even on offense that is we were down there on the damn goal line.
Yep.
Right? His job is to pick up the dude.
And he didn't even go blocking.
He didn't pick him up at all.
Nothing.
He was 2 seconds late, Calvin Austin was wide open in the flat.
I said it on the live stream. I said, that's a hospital shot. It was DeMarcus Lawrence. DeMarcus Lawrence wasn't even looking his way. I go, he could have knocked DeMarcus Lawrence into next week if he wanted to. He wasn't even paying attention, had no idea somebody was pulling. And I'm like, you didn't even touch him, not touch him. You didn't even get there to block him.
Yeah.
And what I called it was a hospital shot. I'm like, those are the kind of hits that you used to pray for as an offensive lineman. And yet you don't even go and hit him. And I'm like, Lord have mercy. What the? Oh.
But Rodgers out there talking about he's always in the right spot.
Yeah,
but chew Calvin Austin's ass on the sideline when he was down there in the corner with Freiermuth.
Now, Austin was wrong.
Yeah.
He was wrong. But, and I get it, why he did that. But at the same time, you've been wrong too, Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Hold yourself accountable too.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And so I get why he was frustrated at Calvin Austin. And Calvin Austin knows better. That's the thing. He knows better. Scramble drill, you got the out route. When it's a scramble drill, your job is to get to the front pylon. They've been teaching you that since high school.
Correct.
So that's not anything new. And so I get it. But at the same time, it's not like Aaron Rodgers was blameless.
No. He patting the ball. How many times did we see him? Dog, he patting it. Come on, dog. Come on. And listen, that's why I'm so interested in seeing the tape. Because what I'm worried about which could be true, is that dudes was open and he wouldn't throw him the ball.
If that's the case,
that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about that, bro.
That's my whole thing. And to be honest, chat, that's what we have to hope. We have
Mhm.
to hope that guys were actually open and that Aaron Rodgers just wasn't throwing the football. Because if that's the case, you can fix that.
Mhm.
You can fix that. If
Mhm.
guys just aren't open, that's where the problem comes in. Anthony with the super chat says we needs to bench Benton, start YA, and we need another number 2 Roman Wilson. Ain't it? Bench Muth, start Jonnu, fire Terrell Austin.
Dog, you know what I want to say, be to all of them? Facts. I swear to God, I want to say facts all the way across the board. All the way across the board on that. Ben can't play at the NFL level, dog. He can't.
Not playing nose tackle, he can't.
Bro, he was out there on the 5 wide getting his ass whooped, bro.
Yeah, Benton
That
he's just
that
not big enough to play inside like that.
that rookie offensive tackle from South Dakota State University wore Keanu Benton's ass out the whole game, dog. He won. B, you gonna see it. I can't wait till you watch the film. You gonna see it. Remember, I told you he was like this. Remember, because he was last week. He was like that. I saw him again. I saw him get blown up. I said, "Dog, why is his feet off the ground? Why is his feet off the ground, bro? You are starting NFL, supposed to be nose tackle, and your feet are off the ground. You're not supposed. You're not supposed to. Because I bet you Byron Murray didn't move all game. I bet you Leonard Williams didn't move all damn game. I bet money they didn't move him. I bet money they didn't move him not one time. He's playing the wrong spot, bro. Or should not be playing at all. He should not be playing, bro. No, can't do it. Cannot do it. Oh my God. Oh my God, dog. I'm telling you, I can't take it, bro. Why is Tomlin like this, bro? Why, dog, we're not even the coach. And we can see that Benton's not a nose tackle. What the hell? Dog, I don't get it, bro. I don't get it.
I've never understood why Keanu Benton is at nose tackle. I have never understood it. I mean, there's no 305-pound defense or nose tackles in the National Football League. And I know everybody, and they tried to tell us, well, the nose tackle position has changed. And I'm like, no, it hasn't. I go, not when teams want to run the football. No, it hasn't. And I go, even if it has changed, you ain't putting no 305-pounder down there. You ain't doing that. I don't care what. And yet the Steelers continue to do it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. But it's
Byron Murphy is just as tall as he is wide. I saw him standing next to Leonard Williams. I said, dog, he looks like a fire plug.
Yeah, exactly.
he's just as tall as he is wide. He out there looking like baby Casey Hampton. Dog, that's what you need in the nose tackle. Keanu Benton, get the hell out of here, man.
Matthew said fire the coaches. Yeah. I mean,
come on, man.
We can say that, but it ain't going to happen. So
no, they're not. They're not going to do that.
Appreciate the super chat, but it's just not going to happen.
No, they're not.
And here's another good point. My man Cody said DK was dropping everything too from the jump. I'm sorry. DK Metcalf makes $30 million. I'm tired of him dropping football passes. I'm tired of it, G. I'm tired of it.
It's super facts, bro.
I'm tired of him dropping the football. Like,
but
again, bro, you can't blame, like, there's a lot of things that you can blame on coaching. Can't blame him for that.
Right.
You can't blame him for a guy dropping the ball. Like, what are you supposed to do?
It was a lot of lack of effort out there. Now, don't get me wrong. It was a lot of, they was effortless with a lot of it. But some of this, man, dog, when I know, you cannot tell me that the game plan wasn't big for DK this week. You can't tell me it wasn't. But the issue is when they switched up because Seattle figured out that couldn't nobody else get open, dog, DK was super frustrated. You can see it on Rodgers. Rodgers was frustrated. That's because we ain't got enough dudes, dog. We ain't got enough. Dog, Big 13 ain't going to win. Not like that. Not like that. Not Big 13. Not like that. You got to have, dog, how long we been screaming that there's got to be a dude that can move the damn chains?
There has to be.
How long we been screaming this, bro?
And that's all he has to do. He doesn't have to be spectacular. The second wide receiver, I think a lot of people, because in our division, you look at the Bengals and you say, well, they got Chase and they got, oh my God, I can't even think of his name.
T. Higgins,
yes. They have Higgins and Chase. Everybody doesn't have that in the National Football League. Like, everybody doesn't have two number one receivers as their receivers. Like, that's not the norm. The norm is to have one guy and then another guy on the other side. For instance, Cooper Kupp is nobody's number one receiver anymore. He is
Facts.
not going to be any number one on any team that's good. But you know what Cooper Kupp is? Cooper Kupp's a guy that you can throw him the ball on 3rd and 6, and he's going to get you 7 yards, and he's going to catch the ball. He's going to get open. That's all you need from your second receiver. That's all you need.
But
And
he had like 8 catches for like almost 90. Kept
that's
moving
all
the
you
damn
need.
chains. Kept moving the chains. Kept moving the chains. And then they riled it up and shot one to Jackson Smith and Juka.
Yeah.
Shot one straight to him, bro. Drops is horrible. Yeah, that's facts what Charles said, dog.
Yeah, drops are absolutely a problem. They're
Man,
absolutely a problem. But it's not the only problem. And I would say, to be honest with you, when it comes to that, that's minimal on what's going on right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anthony says, where's Skoranek and Miller? Let the dogs play.
Where would Ben Skoranek was out there on special teams? I never saw him once on an offensive set.
No. And
I
he
never
scored a
saw him
touchdown last week.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see what happened to Roman Wilson on his first catch, dog?
I did. He got flipped upside down on his head.
Dog, he ain't it, bruh. He ain't it. We got to go get one. We got to go get one. What? B, I listen. You know, I watch college football. I watch pro football. There ain't no quarterback in this draft that's worth a number 1 pick. I ain't seen it yet. K. Klubnik out there trash. Drew Aller a straight suspect. Arch Griffin might not never play in the freaking NFL. Lenore Sellers stay in concussion protocol. So, dog, why are we holding on to these 12 picks? Go get some dudes. Go get it. Go get a dude. Go get a dude.
Who are they going to go get? Tyreek Hill?
At this point, so let me ask you this. I'm just being, trying to be in the middle, try to be fair. You got Caleb Johnson catching kicks, returns, or you got Tyreek Hill catching kick returns. Who you want?
I mean,
I'm just saying. Because we lost because of what Caleb did. You realize that was the whole momentum. That was the biggest part of the momentum. That's what he did. Caleb Johnson.
There ain't no doubt about that.
Caleb Johnson should not be playing in the NFL at this. He's not ready.
No, he's not ready to play yet.
I don't think
his mentality is ready to play yet. You know, I don't know.
Tyreek comes with baggage. He does. I admit that. But bro, he's a dude. He's a dude. He's a dude. I mean, you win football games with dudes. You don't win on potential. You win based on productivity. Tyreek Hill's a dude. He's a dude that will put the fear of God in people. I swear to God, I wish to God you double team DK and lean your defense that way the whole game. Tyreek Hill will go for 400 yards receiving. He can still get open. He can still run right by you. He can't.
Here's the thing, though. Do they have enough time to get the ball there? I mean, we can say all of this, and I get it. We need another guy. Scheme matters, but and I'll ask you, and I'll ask the chat. If you scheme these certain plays, but they can't block it, it doesn't really matter what the scheme is, does it?
I agree, B.
That's my whole thing is like, I know we want to scheme and throw the ball down the field, and I think we need to do that. Taking no deep shots in a football game is absolutely inexcusable. Absolutely inexcusable. You should take at least 1 a quarter. 1 a quarter, just throw it as far as you can throw it and see what happens. Not to do that is inexcusable.
It's malpractice.
Correct. It's coaching malpractice. You're damn right.
It's malpractice.
But having said all of that, still, you can scheme it, but if you can't block it, it doesn't matter, which is why I keep saying that you can't blame everything. I'm not saying you can't blame coaching. I'm just saying you can't blame everything on coaching. That is such the low-hanging fruit. Well, the scheme is bad.
That's
but
facts.
if they can't block the scheme, then what difference does it make?
That's facts.
So it's a
That's tough.
combination of both. Clearly, it's a combination of both. But
B.
I mean, that's my only point. I think people think that I don't want to blame coaching. Y'all know I'll blame anybody if they don't do things the right way. It doesn't
Mhm,
matter, including
mhm,
myself.
mhm.
Having said that, the bottom line, the scheme can be the best scheme in all the free world. If the players don't execute it, the scheme literally doesn't matter. It
I
doesn't matter.
so to execute, you gotta have dudes.
You gotta have dudes. But my thing is, I actually think this, and chat, maybe they'll agree. First of all, we got a super chat from Arts Baby Doll. She says, I agree. Caleb's got to go. Um, in my opinion, that's what shifted the momentum. Yeah, there's no doubt. That's
Mhm,
absolutely what shifted the momentum.
mhm,
100%.
mhm.
But what I'm saying is, what if the offensive line is, but it is much easier to scheme anything when you have a solid offensive line,
That's
because that
facts.
means you can do a lot more when maybe you weren't able to do more previously.
Mhm.
So if you have just an average offensive line, and our line is not average, it is below average. If you could just have an average offensive line, the scheming gets a lot better at that point. That's my whole thing. They work hand in hand. And I think to just blame the schemes and the coaches, I think, remember, guys, they see these guys every day.
Yeah,
They know what they can and can't do.
yeah.
We don't see them every day. So we're just looking at it on game day and judging it and basing it off that. Well, if they can't do what they are trying to ask them to do, then they're not going to ask them to do it. That's my only
B.
thing, G.
So, but I agree. I totally agree with this. But this is where you gotta you can't rob Peter to pay Paul.
No,
Okay, we're sitting on 12 draft picks, bro. Right? We're sitting on them. There's 7 rounds.
there is.
Right? There's 7 rounds. We're sitting on 12 draft picks. Right? You got to do something. You got to make phone calls to teams now, whether they want to trade or not, because it takes two to tango. But you can't go in there trying to fleece them for dudes. You got to give it up to where they feel like they benefit just as well as you benefit. You got to do that. So if it's personnel or picks, you can't nobody's going for the big Chase K play fleece no more. That's not happening ever again in life. We fleeced the Bears one time. Okay, we got over. That's not real football. That's not real NFL. We gotta get we gotta be willing to give up some of that to get a couple of guys. There's a big hole in the offensive line. There's a hole. Fautano, I think it's because he's young. I don't know if McCormick's a starting right guard. I don't know that. And like I said, Jones looked the best out of all of them today.
He looked
So
good.
so so there's that. But not having a wide receiver too, no. Or we've already got all this money invested in defense. I mean, hell, go get you a dog another defensive line.
That was going to be my next comment.
Yeah.
We can do all this shifting and all this stuff on offense all we want. That ain't going to help the defense stop nobody. It's
No.
not going to help them stop nobody. I mean, and like I said, I know there's so many TJ Watt lovers out there. I'm a TJ Watt lover, but I'm also a truth teller. At what point do we say you got to start? I don't care that they're double teaming him anymore, G. I don't care because, again, they double team Max Crosby. They double team Myles Garrett. They double team Trey Hendrickson. They double team Micah Parsons. They double team those guys. You think teams go into games saying, nope, we're just going to single block them? No, the only person that we're going to double team in a football game is TJ Watt. He's the only one. We're not going to double team anybody else. He's the only guy. No, teams don't do that. They double team all of those guys. And yet they figure out how to make plays. They figure it out. And whether he wants to move around, doesn't want to move around, I don't know. I did see early in the game, they sent him on a twist. He came wide open.
Mhm.
He just didn't get there in time. Okay, but he hit the quarterback. I'll take that.
Yeah.
But we didn't see enough of that, which goes back into the scheme.
Yeah.
What's the scheme doing? Why
Yep.
aren't you doing more of that? But even when you don't, I'm tired of a tight end just blocking TJ Watt, and then he lets him go and releases, and then the tackle's there, and TJ Watt's not part of the play. I'm tired of that happening. You can't beat a tight end?
Yeah.
Like, you can't beat a damn tight end? I'm just tired of seeing that every single week. Every week we see it. A tight end gets physical on a route, he blocks TJ, and then he releases. And even today, he wasn't double teed every time.
No.
He just didn't make plays. He just didn't. I'm sorry. We got to see more of that.
You know what I saw, B? I saw him to the top of the screen for the majority of the game. And he was getting blocked out, and he tried to go wide and go around to go get the guy. From a schematic standpoint, I only maybe saw him stunt maybe twice.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about literally, it was either the offensive tackle or the tight end to the side. And Watt would try to go wide to get around the guy, and he couldn't get there.
Because you're not going to.
Exactly.
You are.
And Sam Darnold stepped up in the pocket. Sam Darnold was not trying to run wide. No. He was stepping into the pocket over and over and over and over again.
Which is what that's not going to do.
Right. And if Watt's the best defensive player, you got to do more than try to send him wide because he's never going to get home. He's never going to get there, bro. Yeah. That scheme and players' willingness to or unwillingness to do something different. Because guess what? When they brought Sawyer in, they were scheming Sawyer in and out. I saw Sawyer get 2 tackles for loss and a sack. I saw him do it, B. I saw him do it. He got 2 tackles for loss and a sack.
Yeah.
Because he was willing to go inside on stunts.
Correct.
And willing to line up in the gap between the tackle and the guard. I saw Jack Sawyer do it. What you doing, dog? What you doing?
I don't know.
I mean, that's on both. But so that's why I'm like, dog, we got to do something different. We got to shake it up, bro. We got to shake it up. And I understand it's week 2, but we got to shake it up, man. This ain't going to work.
I mean, the sky's not falling, but the sky don't look good. Like, it ain't sunny. I can tell you that right now. The sky's not falling. And again, I put a prerequisite this year on top 5 defense or lower. In top 5, you can be top 3. You can be whatever. Are the Steelers even going to finish top 30?
No.
I mean, at this point, they're not even going to finish top 30.
No.
And we spent the most money. And I'll tell you this, and I've been pretty reluctant because, again, I live in reality. And I'll still live in reality, but I will be part of the get Tomlin's ass out of here if this defense is a 15th ranked defense or higher at the end of the year. I'm just going to, and I'll continue to be that guy. So everybody that's in the chat, hold me accountable. If we finish at 15 or higher as a defense by the end of the year, every time that I try to say don't fire Mike Tomlin, I want you to say, no, Big G, no, or Big B, no. Remember what you said, and I will be right there with you. Hold my ass accountable because I'm tired of it. You can't tell me you're spending this type of money and your defense isn't great. Not a good defense, a great defense.
Yeah.
It's impossible.
Yeah. It's hard to do that, and Highsmith is out all the time. Watt is unwilling to do anything different. You lost JPJ, and we understand why we miss him now. Because Jalen Ramsey's a chess piece. Yes, he is. But he can't hold a number 1 wide receiver.
And it wasn't just him. It wasn't just Smith and Jigba. Cooper Kupp got open against Jalen Ramsey as well. Now, Granted, look, good offense always beats good defense, especially with the rules in the NFL. They make it damn near impossible. But I just don't want to. They're paying you this kind of money. What are they paying you for? Like, I could see if we had a bunch of guys that were making $4 or $5 million a year. Okay, I get it. We don't have very good guys, but the defense is getting paid $178 million. Hell, we had a D tackle that wanted to hold out because he wanted another $10 million.
And was out there looking trash today. He had the one tip, but B, They they was running the ball straight at Keanu Benton and running the ball straight at Cam Hayward.
Yeah.
They were running
Well,
Walker
they
and
able the ball
Charbonnet.
inside.
They was running it
The
right
only
at him.
time they ran the ball outside with any success was the last touchdown, and it was 3rd and 19.
Yeah.
Other than that, they had no. Every time they tried to run a toss play, I even talked about it in the watch party. I said, "Boy, they act like Arthur Smith. They keep running a toss play that doesn't work." And they went to it and went to it and went to it. And then the one time they went to it, it worked and sealed the football game.
Yeah.
Lord have mercy.
Like a discipline. And bro, I'm just asking because I'm Peyton Wilson. He about to get truck stick too. What I'm about to say.
Yeah.
It's 3rd and 12. We got to get him off the field. Sawyer had just got a sack. It's 3rd and 12. Patrick Queen misses Donald. He flat out misses him. Wilson, you got the tight end. You chucked him and you let him get behind you. And you didn't have outside contain on that. Herbig did. Where in the hell what was your game awareness, dog? That play beat us. We get him off the field there. We got a chance to get some points. Come on, dog. I mean, dog, Peyton Wilson played F. 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 Get F.
Yeah, he was
F,
terrible.
dog. F.
Terrible.
I mean, we're saying schematic, but we can go back and look at what they did on the field.
Yeah.
The
Peyton
field
Wilson
don't lie.
Like I said, I don't think I've been watching football for over 40 years that I could recognize what was going on and understood football. I've been watching it over 40 years. I don't think I've ever seen where a fullback on an ISO play pancakes both your middle inside linebackers. I don't think I've ever seen it before. Like I said, the pancake Peyton Wilson and Patrick Queen got jealous and just, no, I want some of that too. Let me end up on my back too on the same damn play. I've never, ever, ever seen that, G. I've seen where maybe a fullback blows a guy up, keeps running, and then blows another guy up. Okay,
Yeah.
I've seen that. I'm knocking this guy on his back, and then the other linebacker just runs in there and ends up on his back too. I've never seen something like that before. That is that, and I'll say this again. That's not coaching.
No.
That's just pathetic play.
That's facts.
It's unbelievable. And literally, when they showed the replay, I started laughing because I couldn't believe that I was watching it. Because I'm like, I've never seen something like this before. I'm 49 years old. I've never seen something like that. That's how bad it was today with our linebackers. Our middle linebackers are atrocious. And I said it before, G, and I'll say it again. I think Peyton Wilson played himself out of a job because with 7 minutes to go on the rundowns, Cole Holcomb was in the game. And they decided, we've had enough, Peyton Wilson. We've seen enough of you. We've seen enough of you and your running around blocks. We've seen enough. We're moving on. We're moving on.
It makes no sense, bro. We're supposed to. I cannot say this without like really thinking back. And the truth of the matter is, I've never seen the Pittsburgh Steelers where they wasn't the tough bully. What happened to us being the tough bully playing gritty football? I mean, in 2 games, we've gotten our ass whooped up and down the field on the line of scrimmage on 2 games. We're not a bully anymore. We're not the tough team Steelers. This ain't our, hell, this ain't the Steelers from 7 years ago. We're not tough. We got a bunch of guys that think they're tough, but we're not tough.
No.
We're not tough. And that's not going to get it in the National Football League, B. It's not. You cannot be out there and not play gritty, tough football on both of the lines of scrimmage. You can't be out there and not play gritty, tough football with the linebacking play. You can't have a safety that doesn't come downhill and knock the living piss out of the running back. You just can't have that. You got to have a running back that can get 4 or 5 yards of carry and can take a hit. You got to have offensive linemen that play nasty, that literally play nasty. We don't have that in Pittsburgh, bro. We don't have it.
I mean,
oh my God, man.
I like I said, I always live in reality. I understand what's happening. And I'll be honest, with you, chat. Well, I'm always honest with you, is that my view and vision gets jaded from understanding what will and won't happen. So I don't make decisions and I don't talk about stuff because I know it's not going to happen. Like Mike Tomlin still being a part of the Steelers, like he isn't getting fired. So I don't even waste my breath coming up and saying stuff like that because I'm like, he ain't going anywhere. So why waste time even talking about it when I know it's not going to happen? But at some point, something has to change. At some point, the insanity measure has to kick in. I'm not going to throw it all away after this one football game and say that it's all over but the shouting. I'm not going to do that because I don't think that it's time to do that. I don't think it is. I think that's a waste of effort. But man, at some point we've got to do something different. And again, all the changes that we're told that we needed to make for this year, okay, well, we haven't seen them do anything different. Like, for instance, we wanted to stop the run game. And again, everybody, I've had people say, well, Derek Harmon's not playing. That'll change everything. If you're telling me that one football player is going to be the difference, that this guy is going to be the difference in teams running the ball and not running the ball, I'm not going to believe you.
Yeah,
I don't believe that. I think he's going to help, but he isn't going to be the answer because I can tell you this. If they run out there, the starting defensive line is going to be Cam Hayward, Keanu Benton, and Derek Harmon. The Steelers are still going to have a problem in between the tackles because Keanu Benton isn't capable.
Yeah.
Rob with the super chat, he says, is there an unwritten rule where Steelers must wear their black jerseys at home even when it's 80 degrees? Defense look tired at key moments. I mean, you wear your home jerseys at home, man. I mean, I guess they don't technically have to, but that's just what you do. And I don't want to say that was the reason that they were gassed. They got gassed because the team decided that they were just going to do whatever they wanted, and they couldn't stop another team.
Right.
That's all. Yes, it was a hot day for both teams. Come on, Steve. Yeah, it was hot for both sides.
Yes.
You know, and I get what you're saying, but if the jersey color makes that big a difference, when you go to the sideline, I mean, they got everything under the sun to keep you cool. I'm not going to buy it. Now, if Seattle was going out there on 15, 18 play drives, that's a different conversation. But they didn't do that.
No.
Like they didn't go on these 12 and 15 play drives. They didn't do that.
No.
You know, they were getting too many chunk yardage by throwing the football. No. They didn't have to go on 10 and 12 play drives.
Right. Right off the back, 7 plays, 71 yards, touchdown.
Yeah.
All passing except for one run. The Colorado State rookie killed Jalen Ramsey's ass on the first play, on the first touchdown. He killed him.
He killed him.
Come on, man. That ain't got nothing to do with no damn jerseys. That's because they out there playing lackadaisical football. And they're not tough. They're not tough, man. The National Football League stands for not for long. If you ain't tough, you can't play that game. You got to be physically and mentally tough. They're not tough, man. We got to face reality. Now, can they get tough? Yes. But that comes down to being, you know how I feel about coach. Well, you know how I feel about coaches snatching your ass. Like, look.
I mean, I get it. I'm not sure that you can make somebody tough, though, G. Either you are or you're not. Like I don't know that you can make a tough football player out of somebody that's not tough. Now, you can get them to play better. Don't get me wrong. But I don't know if you're just not tough. I don't know, no matter what you do, that you can just make somebody tough, especially when they've made it this far playing football, possibly not being tough. I'm not sure you can do that.
B, I got a question. Have the Steelers took on Mike Tomlin's personality?
Well, what's Mike Tomlin's personality?
That's my point.
That's my whole thing.
That's my point.
Tell me what Mike Tomlin's personality is, and then we can have a conversation. But with all the Tomlinisms that go on every week, who the hell? What the hell? I mean, the component of the football game and the division of labor, and I mean, all that nonsense, man. I don't know what his personality is.
Who cares about that?
Nobody.
We don't know about. And that's what I mean. That was my whole point. The Steelers is out there talking in circles and not actually lining up and playing football. I don't need a Tomlinism. I need you to be tough. I need you to be a tough, because guess what? I'm telling you, I'm warning you right now, Steelers Nation. I'm almighty chat. I'm warning you. Mike Vrabel tough. I know the dude. I know him personally. Mike Vrabel tough, y'all. He's not to be played with. And he's gonna let his boys play football, or they ain't gonna be playing football for him, B. Then he'll get rid of them. He'll cut them. He don't care. You think Aaron Glenn was tough. Mike Vrabel is really tough. He's a real tough guy. And I need my team to take on the personality. And I don't know where Tomlin's at right now, bro. I don't know where he's at. No identity. No identity. Who are we? We're supposed to be the Pittsburgh freaking Steelers, man. We're supposed to be the tough. We're supposed to be the bullies. We're supposed to show you can't score on us. You can't do anything. Teams is out there scoring us on will.
Yeah.
We're supposed to show you we can block you and we can flat out just run the ball and exert our will on you. That ain't happening, B. That ain't happening.
Well, it's kind of what I said earlier. You got to break it down to play by play. Is when you're struggling, you shouldn't, okay, well, we're going to win this game. No, you got to go back to basics. Just say, I'm going to win this play. And then when the next play happens, I'm going to win this play. And then when the next play happens, I'm going to win this play. Now, we all live in reality. You're not going to win every single play. That's not how real life works. Having said that, your mentality is, well, shit, I didn't win this play, but I am going to win the next one because I'm not going to get beat 2 plays in a row. I don't know that that's toughness per se. That's just a mentality of, or maybe it is toughness, but I think it's just a mentality of, I'm going to win. And that's it. I'm just going to win this play. I don't need to worry about winning the drive, the quarter, the half, the game. Win this play and then go to the next one and win that one. And enough guys aren't doing that right now, G. Enough guys aren't doing that. Tommy said at this rate, December football is going to be ugly.
That's facts.
Yeah.
That's facts.
That's facts. Now, what Tomlin did say today, before we get everybody out here, he did say this today, is that the only thing that changed the game last week was a special teams penalty. Or not a penalty, but a special teams turnover. Mm-hmm. And that changed the way the game ended last week. It did. And this week, it went against us. The special teams changed the football game. So he said that in his press conference today. And for that, he's right. Those were the 2 things that changed. But having said all of that, because the rest of the stuff I stopped listening to because it was Mike Tomlin bumbling, him not wanting to pin blame or anything, which is fine if you don't want to do that without seeing the film. I'm actually fine with him not doing that.
Yeah.
But he knew that it didn't look good when they asked him, what do you have to do to stop the run or to get the run game going? What do you have to do to and he just couldn't answer. Mm-hmm. Well, there was a component of us possessing the ball. We got to possess the ball more. What do you mean you got to possess the ball more to run the ball? That I'm sorry, that's how you possess the ball more, is by running it effectively. The last time I checked, I could be wrong.
Time of possession was only a 3-minute difference, B.
Correct. Caleb says, do you still think Pitt can still be a Super Bowl contender? I mean, look, man, it's early in a football season. Sure, they can. Is it likely? Hell no. Hell no, it's not likely. But that doesn't mean it can't happen. I mean, we've all watched and seen football forever. So anything can happen, but acting like it's going to happen, yeah, I don't want to do that. So Jericho says, this is the only team I have ever seen in over 40 years where a coach blamed its QB for the failures of its defense. Crazy. Did Tomlin do that today? I didn't see that.
Yep, in the press conference.
He blamed Aaron Rodgers for the defense?
He said that there was a component where the offense didn't support the defense and the defense didn't support the offense. Hey, B, B, I gotta run, bro. I gotta jump to do the Know It Alls
I got
podcast,
you.
bro.
I
Yep.
appreciate
Thank
you.
you, man. I appreciate jumping in with y'all, man.
No problem.
Yeah. I'll see y'all on the other side, on the flip side, on the big show on Tuesday, bro.
Gotcha.
All right. Yes, sir.
Well, the only thing that I would say about that is I think he's right. I mean, they didn't play complimentary football. I mean, if he'd have just come out and said that, well, the defense just didn't help the offense and left it at that, then I would have a problem with that. But if he said that both sides didn't help each other, well, I think he's actually right. But if he just came out and just said, well, he didn't help, it didn't help the offense, I'd be like, well, huh? So, but there was no complimentary football that got played today. And he's right. He's right. They didn't play complimentary football, but I don't know. I mean, what he should have just said was both sides of the football didn't play up to expectations. He could have just said that. Mike Tomlin is a smart guy, or he appears to be a smart guy. He could say that. Both sides just didn't play up to expectations today. Period. If somebody, even if the question was, Aaron Rodgers didn't play well today, why didn't he play well? His answer easily just could have been both sides didn't play up to expectations and moved on. That's all he had to do. But he didn't. So, Charles with the super chat. We better get it together. Tough. We need to execute. We need to be proficient. O-line, D-line, and our skill guys. Just give me the O-line first. Just get the O-line better first. Then we can go to the D-line, and then we'll deal with the skill players when we deal with them. Because for me, at least, it's not so much about the skill players versus the trenches, because I feel like skill player positions get better if the trenches are better. So, especially running back, protecting the quarterback. So, players got to make the plays, man. Players got to make the plays. Coaches got to scheme them up right. They got to put players in the best position possible to make plays, but players got to make plays. So, players got to make plays. And no, Charles, you're exactly right. The offense did not cause the defense to look bad. No. That's not a component of what happened today. That's not a component. Look, Mike Tomlin's got me talking in Tomlinisms. Oh, we got to shut the live down because now I'm going to start talking in Tomlinisms, and my wife's going to divorce me because she don't want to hear that shit. So my dog's going to look at me like I'm crazy. Y'all are going to start laughing at me. I can't have this. I can't have it. I can't have it. Ugh. It was an ugly one today, ladies and gentlemen. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was ugly. It's one game, but it was ugly. And I think where the problem is that we got by with winning week 1, even though it was ugly on the defensive side of the football. We got by. And that's the thing. If we didn't get by winning, we would all be throwing our hands up. But we won ugly. And sometimes it gets excused. Well, we didn't get by winning ugly today, and it doesn't look good. It's got to start looking good. It's got to start looking good. So, hey, appreciate everybody being in here today, man. Thank you guys as always. Remember, report card will be out tomorrow. All 22 will be out on Tuesday, along with Big G and Big B. The big show will be Tuesday evening. Make sure you guys are there. Podcast on Wednesday, scouting report on Friday. Oh, man, this was ugly. Ugly. But the only positive, and I'll leave y'all with this, is as bad as it looked, without that interception in the end zone, the Steelers have a real chance to sneak this football game out. Just keep that in mind. It seems like the sky is falling, but if that doesn't happen, and of course, if our kick returner doesn't decide that we don't want the football, that we're just going to let them score a touchdown. Here, take it, have a football. If that doesn't happen, the Steelers have a real chance to win. A real chance to win. So, but I got to get out of here. Like I said, the Tomlinisms are going to make me sick. So I appreciate you guys, man. Show up, show out. As always, you guys did it again. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. And aloha.